evening. It's cold Canberra winter day, and I thought it's time again for the next update on the videos of our road tripping in Australia. This video can be useful for anyone, families with kids, backpackers, people who are doing their big bucket list trip. I hope this video help you. And in this video, we're going to talk about getting out of Brisbane and heading up north. What we're going to discuss in this video as well is our stops, who are not too far apart, fun excursions, and tips for your rental. As I already told you in the last video, we were traveling with the three of us, my husband and I, and our little daughter. And I told you that we were very selective with what type of camper van we wanted to ensure that we can access different parking garages when you're in the city. I thought I'll get you guys a photo of the camper van that we rented. This is the type of camper van, and as you can see at the top, you can open up the flip when it's night and someone needs to sleep at the top, but during the day you can lower it down, which gives you more possibilities to access the garages. So this was perfect for us with the three of us. Here you see it from the front, my husband and my daughter, and this is when everything is lowered down and when we were ready to head out to our next stop. From Brisbane, we were heading up north to the Glasshouse Mountain. The Glasshouse Mountain is a beautiful area with volcanic mountains, and there is an Aboriginal myth that the sun left, a family was flooding and the son left behind his sister or his wife, and because of that he got struck in the neck and he broke his neck, and that's why the shape of the Glasshouse Mountain is the shape it is. But getting outside of Brisbane, it's very remarkable. Once you're past Brisbane City, the outer suburb, Redlange, and everything, it looks completely different. The road looks wide, fast landscape, even though it's not yet outback, but it looks so different than in the city that yeah, it's really nice and fun. But our daughter was a little bit disappointed because she thought that once we were outside of the city, she would see kangaroos hopping everywhere, like aside the road, in the field. That was not the case. That was not the case. We were even disappointed, like, where are the kangaroos? I thought there were kangaroos everywhere. But no, it took us a while to see kangaroos in the wild. And of course we saw them at Lone Pine, but that is a sanctuary. We wanted to see them in the wild, but didn't get to do that then. Just to give you an impression how different the road looks from the cities, if once you're outside of Brisbane, it looks like this. And the Glasshouse Mountain, they have a very beautiful lookout, and when you're on the lookout of the Glasshouse Mountain, you can see the entire series of all the mountains that together form the Glasshouse Mountain. And it has a very, the most famous one has a very remarkable farm, and you will recognize it from a distance anywhere you are. Let me see, where is it? What did I do with it? I can definitely recommend a visit. It's absolutely amazing. So this is the most famous one. And when you're on the lookout, you can see all those mountains as well. They are sacred for the Aboriginal people. So please act accordingly if you're going to visit the Glasshouse Mountain, and respect the Aboriginal culture and beliefs. The Glasshouse Mountain also has a very beautiful trail around it where they tell you the story about the Glasshouse Mountain, but the trail is on a footpath, and they made the story with little mosaic tiles, and you can follow the trail and learn about the Glasshouse Mountains. We had a very nice encounter at the Glasshouse Mountain. We were there. My daughter was, of course, 7, and she was speaking Dutch to us. And we met an elderly couple there, a gentleman in his 80s with his wife, and he was quite emotional when he heard my daughter speak. And he explained to us that after the war, he moved from the Netherlands with his parents, got married in Australia, Australian woman. His kids speak English. No one spoke Dutch anymore, and it was years and years and years ago since he heard a child speak Dutch. So he was so emotional hearing my daughter speaking in Dutch. And yeah, we had a very nice chat with him. We had something to drink, and then we moved on. They were moving on as well. But yeah, it was a very pleasant encounter. But I must say, from the day we arrived, we actually had only great encounters with Australians. Absolutely amazing. On the way to the Glasshouse Mountains, we stopped somewhere on the side of the road to, I don't know, either needed to check something or we wanted to be sure that we were on the right way. And all of a sudden, this truckie with like 3 trailers, he stops and he's like, just checking, are you okay, mate? Do you need some help? And we told him, no, we're fine. We're just like checking if we're on the right way of the Glasshouse Mountains. And he was like, yeah, you're all right, mate. But if you head up the road, there's like a good lookout. And we were like, oh, okay, thank you. But it was so nice and uncommon to traveling in Europe that at first you think, what's the catch? Is he want to rob us somewhere? What's going on? But no, we followed his recommendation and we found the lookout. But yeah, things like that. Be open when you travel in Australia. Be open, be kind, and yeah, you'll see people are kind and willing to help you, are willing to give you tips, and that's just the Aussie way. So from the Glasshouse Mountains, we continue to Caloundra. And Caloundra is a small town before you reach the Sunshine Coast. And we used Caloundra actually as a base for a few days because we knew that we wanted to do some excursions. And from Caloundra, the first excursion that we did is Tincan Bay. And Tincan Bay is, well, this is very fun because we had our GPS tracker with us. And we tracked our destination and our stop every time we were driving. So from Tincan Bay to Caloundra was 148 kilometers. So that's almost a 2-hour drive. You can see that. We started here and we went here for the day trip. And Tincan Bay, the reason why we went to Tincan Bay, my daughter, her favorite animal are dolphins. And dolphins at Tincan Bay, they have the wild dolphins who come in every day and they feed them. So if you want to feed the dolphins, you have to leave very early to be there on time when the dolphins arrive. So we did that, put our daughter in the car. She was still asleep, left her sleeping, drove to Tincan Bay. And the first thing you see when you get in the area near the national park, there are also wild horses. So wild horses running beside the road in the national park. That was quite amazing. I never saw wild horses before. And then we came to Tincan Bay, and dolphins are wild animals. Just because they come every day around 7:15 doesn't mean they will do that on the day you go visit. And guess what? We missed them. They came an hour earlier and there were no dolphins for us to see. No dolphins to see. My daughter was a bit disappointed, but we told her like, we're in Australia. This is like the first few days. We have plenty of time to find dolphins for you. We'll find you dolphins. But it's an amazing little town. Just absolutely lovely, beautiful waters around it, beautiful beach. So if you want like a nice quick stop, or like a stop that is not too busy on your trip as well while you're going up, I would definitely recommend stopping at Tin Can Bay. This is a photo of actually the wharf where the dolphins come and where you can buy some food and then feed the dolphins. So, why we have so many stops? As I already told you, we were very conscious of traveling with a child and of making sure that our itinerary was balanced and not rushed. So we felt that you would get more out of your trip by taking your time, taking extra stops, and if you see something what looks amazing that gives you the ability to stop, then trying to put as much in a 5 week itinerary as you can, but you can barely really experience it. So for us, was the experience was more important than seeing everything. So we went for that, and we had rest days, play days, like rest days where we would just stay on the caravan park, and we could swim. My daughter could be at the playground. We could go for ice cream things. I think that is very important if you travel with kids, but also if you're traveling just as an adult, because the distances in Australia that you drive, um, it can be quite tiring, especially if you drive at night. One of my tips: don't drive at night in Australia. Definitely not in a little rental or a caravan. You can do it in the cities. If you're in the cities, you're fine. Like Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, you're fine. But if you're outside the cities and you need to drive through dark rural areas, outback, I wouldn't do it, because it's not the risk of um, getting into an accident. It's the wildlife. The wildlife is out at night, and if a kangaroo hits you, if you're in your little rental cookie box, your rental is total and your holiday is ruined. So it's just not worth the risk. Just make sure that if you're traveling, if it's winter, if it's summer, in winter, our winter here is from June up until end September, like May, June up until end September, and the days are shorter. So you'll be driving. If you want to have a long driving day, you can start at 6:37 and drive maybe until 5, and then it will be dusk. So I wouldn't recommend that. If it's summer, we have longer days and you can drive, but still the same applies in the morning and at night. And it takes more energy to watch the road and make sure you're watching the sides as well, because kangaroos often, they stand on the side of the road and you don't know if they're gonna jump over, stay there, saw a nice little piece of green grass on the other side. You don't know. So it takes so much energy to watch kangaroos at night. So I wouldn't do that if I was you. Another tip: read the fine print of your rental. Read the fine print of your rental, because a lot of rentals, either cookie boxes or camper vans, you're not allowed to go off the bitumen roads. What does this mean? If you want to go to a waterfall and the last little bit of going to the waterfall is a dirt road, a gravel road, barely their road at all, you can't go on it. If you go on it, your insurance, your deposit, you lose everything. And they will know, because those roads will leave little rocks and pieces in the car. It's just not worth it. What we did with a few waterfalls, we asked people who were there how far the walk was from where the parking is, because a lot of the things have areas where you can park the car and then you can continue walking if you can drive. And we did that with a few, but we also had one that we could hear the waterfall, couldn't see it. We were standing on the parking lot, because my husband said that it's just not worth the risk that something happens with the camper van and you have to pay for everything. So it's something to consider um, when you're planning your trip and when you're planning what you want to do. So that was it for this third video. The next video is gonna be one completely on Fraser Island. When we were at Tinkham Bay, we also had a day trip to Fraser Island. Fraser Island is next level, so it gets its own little video. And yeah, stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to read more about traveling to Australia, planning your trip to Australia, our trip to Australia, get our guide. Now $18. The price will go back to the normal price next week. So grab your guide now, and I'll see you in the next video.